So you've been wondering, how do you get your ends to look the same, like the bottom part and the top part to look the same? If I bring this side by side, each other, you see, oh, can't do that, but both of them, the ends, the bottom part and the top part, see how they look nicely braided. Even the sides, like when you look at this blanket, you think it's just one continuous braid, go down to the side, come back to the top, and then on this side also. So you're wondering, how do you achieve that? Well, keep watching. In this video, I'm going to show you what I do to have my ends look like this. So stay tuned and keep watching. So today's blanket, I'll be making it in these three colors. This is truffle, this is ivory, and this is black. So I got them from Hobby Lobby, and I got them on the week of sale. So it's not really $7.99, but this is the original price. On the week of sale, they have sale every other week. They go on 30% off. And this is the pattern that I will be following to work on this blanket. My client sent me a picture that this is the color, or this is the blanket she wanted. So I'm going to try to finesse it. I just kind of created this off the picture that she sent me. As always, we'll start with the slip knot. Okay, you want to make sure it's about 3 fingers wide. For this blanket, I'll be casting on 30 chains, so I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, so I've gone ahead and casted on. This would be the 30th chain. So this 30th one, I'm going to make it smaller and then pull another one to make it 31. I'll tell you why in a second. So when I want to make a blanket and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do 30 chains for this blanket, when I cast on the first cast on, like the cast on chain, I always add one extra because this one is going to be number 1 on the first row going up. Now that I'm done, I flip this over. When I flip it, like I said, this 31st chain becomes number 1 on this first row that I'm going to be knitting. So this will be going up. Now let me move this. If you spread out this chains, there is top, middle, and bottom. Each of them has that. If you spread it out, you see top, middle, and bottom. Each one of them, top, middle, and bottom. So I'll be going through the middle ones instead of going through the top parts. I'll be going through the middle parts to have that nicely braided look. So I'm skipping this, like this is where this one came out from. So we'll go through this one. This is one. So I'm just going to be pulling through the middle parts for all these loops, and hopefully by the time I'm done doing that, we should have 30 loops going up, which will serve as the first row on this project. So I like to hold it, identify the middle part, hold it, and then push through. That way it's easier, because sometimes it's a bit hard, especially if your cast on chain is really small. You're going to have more trouble finding the middle parts. But if it is 3 fingers wide, you shouldn't have any troubles finding the middle part. So I just kind of spread it out, you see, hold this one, push through, spread it out, hold it, and push through. That's what I'm going to do. As it's curving like this, don't worry, once you start knitting going upwards, it's going to straighten itself out. Okay, this is the last one. So on the end, I pull out. Now I'm going to count to make sure that I have 30 loops. So this is 2, 3, 4, 6, 27, 28, 29, and this last one is 30. So yep, we have 30 chains, 30 loops going up. Look at that. You can see the braid has already formed on the bottom parts. That's how you get the braid formed. All right, now let's start knitting the blankets. This is just basic knitting and purling stitches. I'm just going to be changing the colors. Then I'll show you what I do to achieve the braided look on the sides also. Okay, so I've gotten to the end now. This loop, I'm going to knit it. Oh, that's too much. I'm going to knit it, but I'm not going to go ahead and knit it again before starting the third row. No, I'm not going to do this. This is what I do. This is what I do. So now that I've knitted it one time, the end, I've knitted it one time, I'm just going to continue the rest of the blanket. I'm not going to knit the end for the second time before starting. That way you have this continuous braided look all around the blanket. Okay, I'm going to show you that again when I get to the other end. Okay, so I've gotten to the end again. I've knitted this part. I'm going to just go ahead and jump onto this one. I'm not going to double knit the end stitches. It's called dropping or skipping the ends. Either you drop the end before you start knitting or you skip the ends. I don't know which one is better, but I prefer skipping the ends, or simple. I don't double knit the ends. It's just as simple as that. That way I have this continuous looking braided look. That's how I do it. That's just it. No magic trick, I would say. Okay, we've gotten to another end. Just going to knit that and then continue knitting the rest of it. The only thing I do is that end, I make it just a little bigger. Is maybe 2.5. I make it about maybe 2.5, or not a big 3 fingers, but I make it bigger than those ones. So I'm going to show this one more time. When I get to this end, I'm going to show that one more time and then finish off this color, and I'll show you how I change my colors also. So I think this is the 5th row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's the 5th row. So when it's this end, we shall work in yarn the other way, then just move ahead and continue knitting. So currently this is what we have. We have 6 rows of the ivory. I'm going to be changing the colors here. So my scissors and lighter comes into play. Come on, what am I doing? Okay, so I will cut this. Notice that I'm changing the color before I knit the last stitch. That's how I do, and my blankets always come out really cute, looking really good. So I change the color here before knitting the end loop. I know some people don't like that. That's all right. I've always said, find what works for you, run with it. Okay, I'm going to trim this end so I can reveal there's a plastic in here. Take that out. So I'm going to burn this end, in essence kind of melting this plastic here so they melt together and form one continuous thread. Okay, you want to join it while it's still hot. Okay, I use my hand to like press it down so it doesn't have a really big knot here. When I'm satisfied, I do a pull test. This is very, very important. I do a pull test to make sure it's not coming apart. And now that I'm sure it's not coming apart, I go ahead, knit back that one that I pulled, then knit the end and continue knitting until I'm done with the number of rows that I need to do on this color. Then I change it again to whatever the next color is. So for this truffle, I'm going to just do one row of net, then I believe it's 3 rows of the purl stitches. Purl is kind of knitting backwards, P-U-R-L, not Paul the name. I'm going to do, I think, 1 row of the knit stitch and then change to another color. But let me show you something real quick. See how the bottom, this is the bottom part, is looking really nicely braided. This braided look continued up to the side. So this is what it's going to look like if you don't double knit the end stitches. This is what the side is going to look like. Same on this one. This is what it's going to look like. Okay, and now I'm going to go continue knitting this because it's a big blanket. It's going to measure 40 by 60. Then I'll come on later to show you how I cast off so that the bottom part will look the same as the top part. Okay, so don't go anywhere, stay tuned. So I'm back. I'm almost done. I'm going to be casting off here. I'll show you how I cast off so that the top parts, which will be here, will be looking the same, nicely braided as the bottom part, also the sides. So I just have 2 more stitches to do here. So now this is the last one. This is the only time I'm going to be double knitting the end. The reason is so I can have like a sharp curve going this way so it doesn't look funny. So I do it small and then do another one. Okay, now I'm going to pull, and this one I have here, I'm going to cross it over. So it has that edge, sharp edge, kind of going this way. I always tend to cast off from my right to left. Like 90% of the time I cast off from my right to left. So in this video it's even better, so I can show you how I do it. So each loop I try to make sure it's 3 fingers wide. Okay, then now I'm going to cross this one over again. Okay, go another one, cross it over. So I knit and cross it over. I knit, cross it over. I'm doing this so that I make sure that it can stretch out and not that is too tight. Okay, so you can see how nicely braided it's looking already. Let me bring this up. So look at the bottom part. The bottom part is nicely braided, same as the top part. That's how I do it. So remember this one, I pulled from the middle. After I casted on the number of chains that I wanted, I flipped it over and pulled through the middle bumps. That's how I have this braided look here. Then the cast off is just knit and pull over. So make sure it's 3 fingers wide so it doesn't affect the size or the shape of the blanket. Knit, pull over. Make sure it's 3 fingers. Knit, push over, or cross over, I don't know. So some people like to do this as they have this, they push it down on this one and knit it together. See, they push it down. So you can have like 2 of these, then knit both of them together. I don't like that. You know, most times you learn something, you learn from A and you tend to do what A does. So when you go to another class and you learn from teacher B, you tend to do what teacher B does or something like that. Or you learn the both and then decide, okay, I think I like A's method better than B. All of us are going to arrive at the same destination, you know? Just like math, some people like to solve different equations differently. We're all going to get the same answer, but like the formula this person is using might be different from what the other person is using. So that's how I do it. I'm going to continue for the rest of the blanket, then finish off the blanket. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Okay guys, so this is the blanket that I just made. It's a very big blanket. I'm sorry I couldn't show everything at once on the video, but this is what the top is looking like. See how it's nicely braided up here. This is the bottom part. See how it's nicely braided also. They're looking, I, I hope you can see it. This here is the top part and here is the bottom part. See how they're both looking really identical. They're looking the same. Then the sides also has that braided look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it to someone you know it might help in their knitting journey. And I'll see you next time. Bye.